Hello again, Mountain Lions, and welcome back to the Red Mountain Radio. As per usual, I'm your host, Brooklyn Anaya, and today we've got another winter sport for you. In this episode, we explore the RMHS Boys Basketball team. For those of you who haven't listened in before, in the Winter Sports Insider, we'll discuss everything surrounding high school sports by getting first-hand personal accounts from the athletes themselves. If you're curious for more, check out our last episode, which features Olivia Gowdy and Sophia Jeremiah from the girls' soccer team. Our athlete interview for this episode is with boys basketball. Visiting the podcast today are varsity athletes Peter Dimuzio and Drew Hall. Let's take a listen to that conversation. Hi everyone, I'm here with Peter Dimuzio.
Hey, I'm Peter.
And with Drew Hall.
Hello.
From the RMHS Boys Basketball team. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We are super excited to get to talk to some varsity athletes from the basketball team, especially since your guys' season is going so well. Can you guys tell me a little bit about the basketball season this far?
Well, we just got done with region play, and we went 10-0. First time winning the region in school history, which is pretty cool. And I don't know, we just had a pretty successful season. We won our first tournament, Thanksgiving tournament, to start the season, and we've had a few losses here and there, but we've been really ramping it up, and we're playing at our best right now.
I think we've had only one loss at home, and we've gotten 20 wins this year, which is also another most in school history, and looking forward to a good playoff run.
So this is the first time in school history that you guys have won this much. That's crazy. How do you guys feel? Is that a lot of pressure to kind of uphold that legacy?
No, I just think we got a lot of momentum right now, and we just keep thriving off that momentum, and I think it'll take us far. I don't think there's pressure.
I think this is one of the closest teams we've had, having 12 seniors. All of us have kind of been around each other for a while now, and that team chemistry sort of builds us up, and we're able to win on top of that.
So you guys have 12 seniors. That is a lot of seniors. And next year, that's basically the whole team gone. What are you guys doing with the underclassmen to kind of train them up for next year when all of you guys are gone and they're going to be on their own?
Well, a lot of them come and practice with us, and we play with them and we go hard on them and make sure they're getting better as well as we are. And I think they're being prepared well, playing with us every day.
And we have a good program, and we try and get everybody involved, whether it's a younger classman, older classman. We try and get everybody involved in the program, cheering on other teams, being there to support each other. So everybody's constantly involved in the program, and that'll build a legacy for the future, even though we have so many people leaving.
Does that kind of diversity, would you say, would it help the basketball team's dynamic more, having those younger players with the older players?
Yeah, I think so. I think it builds like a lasting program. The more you can mix the ages is just going to create a better culture and better program.
I know when I was a sophomore being brought up to varsity, it was a tough dynamic at first because I was around a bunch of older people and they've been playing basketball longer than me, but it definitely helped build my skill, and I hope that correlates to all the younger classmen as well.
And how do the coaches help support this dynamic between the upper and the lower classmen, and how do they kind of help foster that camaraderie on the basketball team?
I think they just treat everyone equally. They expect the same out of us as they expect the same out of them. So always holding that level of expectation just pushes people, everyone keeps striving to get better.
Yeah, all of our coaches are there to help us. Each of them has an individual role, just as us as players have an individual role, and that just, they do their job, they do ours, they expect what they expect out of them, out of us, so it's all just good team bonding. Everybody
works together to kind of make, these wins happen. And I guess that's the amazing part about Red Mountain, is that we all come together to, make sports a better place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this season, you guys have won a lot of games. Did you guys win the Mountain View game?
Yes, we beat them twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's always fun winning a rival game, especially going there. The environment, student sections pop in. There's both sides are fighting against each other. It's a fun dynamic, and I remember my junior year when we first beat Mountain View for the first time there. It was electric, one of the best bus rides back, and being able to do that again this year was awesome.
So I've heard some things about the basketball sidelines, especially with the Red Mountain fans. A few incidents. Do you guys want to shed light on any of these?
Yeah, we got some good fans. They're always trying to support us, trying to get in the other team's head, and I personally don't think they take it too far, but some of the adults do. But I think I love it. I mean, it makes me more excited to play, like having that energy around.
Yeah, and one of our former teammates, Jackson Griffin, is one of the leaders of this sort of energy you find from the student section, and I'm glad he's there supporting us. I'm glad we had a really good crowd this year for a lot of our home games, so it's always fun to play.
Does it make you guys seem a little bit more like the stakes are higher because there are so many people there that you don't want to let down?
Yeah, I think so, but I think that makes the game more fun. Like if no one was there, I don't know, personally, I think it makes me work harder, and I enjoy it more. Like it makes me more locked in on the game, which that always makes the game more fun.
I think when our team has more energy, and that energy is being brought from the student section as well, we play better. Less energy, we play worse. So having a crowd there, it might be a little nerve-wracking at first, but we always get more energy and play better eventually.
Yeah, and that's awesome. It's kind of like you're in the NBA and it's the finals game and the crowd is roaring and, everybody's on the edge of their seats, and it adds a different aspect to sports.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So what got you guys into basketball? People say you have to be tall, people say you have to be fast, but what was that turning point that made you guys realize, this is my future, this is the sport that I want to continue?
For me, I always played basketball growing up, but around middle school, I started traveling and playing like out of the state, and that kind of like opened my eyes and realized like there's a lot of really good players, and I just wanted to be one of those players, and that always pushed me, like knowing there's other better kids.
Yeah, I also played like basketball at a young age, and I never really got super into it until middle school as well. And it was when I tried out for the 7th grade team, and my coach originally told me no, and he's like, "Nah, I don't want you on the team." I got cut. That's when I realized this is something I want to do. This is something I want to work for. So then I started training myself more and made the 8th grade team, progressed onwards, and just really pushed myself from there. And basketball became something I loved.
So it was kind of those setbacks that set you to do something more, to kind of want it more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. What, after all these years in high school basketball and middle school basketball, what game is the most memorable for you guys? What happened maybe in a game or after a game that made it that one moment where you're like, oh yes, this is my highlight of my basketball career? Any maybe cool trick shots that you guys made during game? What are those memories like?
Well, I remember at NAU camp, we went to NAU camp and we played this team. We lost in the beginning. And it's like, it turns into like this, you play a few games and it turns the whole tournament. And then and then we made it all the way to the championship at the end. And then I hit a game winner at the end of the game. And I just remember that being super memorable. Just like one of those moments you'll never forget. And it was just, I don't know, it was special. We were all super excited. And I don't know, that built a lot of momentum coming into the season too.
Yeah, that was kind of a summer vibe we had going on.
Yeah.
That NAU tournament was a good way to spark off our season. I had a good game this year against a team, Hamilton. We played them twice. One of them was in a tournament, and I hit 5 threes against Hamilton, and that was a really fun game for me to play because I was in a flow state sort of. When you're in that mode, the game kind of comes naturally to you, and everything you've practiced kind of just forms into one. And that's how that game felt for me. So that was memorable.
Just going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew had a reaction to Hamilton's name. What kind of elicited that?
Well, we went 0-2 against them this year, unfortunately.
Oh.
So, yeah, I know that team just kind of leaves like a sore taste in our mouth,
It would be fun to sort of play them again, but
Yeah.
at the same time, both of those games were close, and it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So if we ever face them again, there's no way we're losing.
Definitely.
So you guys are kind of ops with Hamilton?
Definitely, yeah, for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mountain View too, I assume.
Yeah.
Any maybe not popular rivalries? I mean, obviously Red Mountain is rivals with Mountain View all the way, but maybe other schools that, there's just been an incident and now you guys do not like that school,
Well, there's one school, Desert Ridge, that one of my old teammates plays there now, and it's always fun to kind of verse them again. And they're kind of a gritty team, and we're a bit of a gritty team ourselves. So whenever we play each other, it's sort of just a dogfight, and that's a bit of a rivalry. I would say it's on the low, but I find that sort of a fun game to play in.
Yeah, stakes are higher.
Yeah, I agree with Desert Ridge. Also, like Skyline. Skyline likes to talk a lot, so it's always fun meeting them.
That was the same for girls basketball too. Apparently, Skyline talks too much for girls basketball as well.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Wow. It's interesting to see how the parallels of like your rivalries match from girls and boys basketball. So that's cool. Do you guys ever interact with the girls team, like go to their games and stuff?
Yeah, we did. We did a few this year. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, we
We were
went
in
to
the student section, and
we went to the Horizon game, and their Horizon girls actually ended up showing up to our game against Horizon and started trying to trash talk us during the game. So
yeah, it was pretty funny.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Do the programs try and support each other? Because, I mean, essentially it's the same sport, but played by two different groups of people. Do you guys kind of try and support each other because you know what they all have to go through with the basketball program?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we all play for Red Mountain, so it's all one big, community and family. So we want to lift up everybody, and definitely when they play the same sport, it brings them. They're more involved with us, and I think when they do good, it excites us, and when we do good, I think it excites them.
Yeah, we understand the game, I guess, at a different level than a lot of other fans because we also play the same sport. But that excites us even more because we can understand certain plays, certain aspects of the game, and that gets us sort of like energy going.
Makes it easier to relate to.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. So you guys are both seniors. It's your last year here at Red Mountain, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is college looking like for you guys? Are you planning to use your basketball career to make it through college, or are you leaving your basketball legacy behind at Red Mountain?
I plan on playing basketball in college, and I just want to see how far basketball can take me. It's always kind of been what I've played basketball. Like, it's been my number one focus, and I don't want to give it up, so I just want to see how far it can take me. I don't know exactly where I'll be playing yet, but I got a few options, and I'd like to explore those options.
Yeah, playing basketball in college, it was always an option that I always sought to pursue, but I think I'm going to leave my legacy behind at Red Mountain and pursue engineering in college. I'm planning on going to Colorado State to join the engineering program there. I could always play basketball just in intramurals or some club as well, but I don't want to leave that sport behind because I've been put so much work into it and I love it so much, but definitely not having that be a leading factor for me in college.
That is really cool. I mean, Drew, you sound like you have a plan already for basketball in college. Where do you plan on going? What are your options lined up? What are they looking like?
There's a few Division I schools I could walk on at that I'm kind of exploring, or I could go to the JUCO route and go there for a year and then move on to another school. But I don't know. I'm kind of really just focused on the season right now, and I want to stay in the moment. So I haven't really been putting too much thought into it because I have a lot of time after the season to figure it out.
Yeah, you can even take a gap year,
Yeah, I could do a lot. Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you guys excited for life after high school or a little bit worried? We were talking with the girls' soccer team after this, and they have some really interesting plans for after high school, and I'm wondering if it's the same for the boys' basketball team.
Well, I know first of all that I'm obviously focused on basketball season right now, and I kind of put college and everything after high school at a little standstill, a little pause till after basketball is over because that takes up so much of my life, and it's hard to kind of plan for everything else right now. But I do have one plan with a bunch of my friends that we're gonna go on a trip to California and stay there for a little bit in an Airbnb once summer hits. So that's a little plan I have to kick off the summer after senior year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Play some basketball on the beach. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Yep. So as we're on the topic of school and studies, when you guys are seniors, your classes kind of start to wind down. You don't have as many as you did junior and sophomore year and freshman year. So I'm wondering, do you guys have any tips or tricks for other student athletes, maybe underclassmen, that are balancing both being a student and an athlete? When you guys were underclassmen, I'm sure it was difficult to get that work and that practice done. So I'm wondering if you guys have any helpful advice for underclassmen in their studies.
Yeah, I would just say get your work done in class. If if you have free time in class and you have homework in other classes, like, do it in class while you're there. Like, personally, I hate doing homework at home. Like, I would so much other things I'd rather do, but if you're stuck at school, like, just get it done.
Yeah, don't procrastinate. Like, I like saving my weekends because that's when, obviously, I don't have as much going on. I like saving those to do stuff fun, and I'd rather not be doing homework on the weekends. I'd rather be doing it in class and any other spare time I have during the weekdays so I can have that weekend to sort of get better, relax, do stuff, whatever it may be.
Yeah, be proactive.
Yeah.
Work first.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So last thing I want to talk about, guys, is stories. That is one of my favorite things to hear from every single sports team, whether it be girls basketball, esports, you name it. Do you guys have any stories from this basketball season or past basketball seasons that are going to stick in your memory forever? Like that game-winning point you made at the basketball camp or anything of the such. What will make your memories be so fond of the Red Mountain Boys Basketball team when you're older?
I think for me, one game this season that really sticks in my mind is when we went to Horizon and played them, because that was a game we went into it feeling like, yeah, we're on a winning streak right now. We feel like we got these guys. We can beat them. Like, this shouldn't be too difficult. Couple plays in, Drew gets injured. We're looking like we're down 17-5, I think, and it's not looking good. They're hitting all their shots. We're looking like a jumbled up team, and we go into halftime down still, and coach gives a motivating speech. We come out there and we just dog out the rest of the game and end up winning by only a couple points. That game was pretty memorable for me, and it just shows that we're a gritty team and that we have what it takes to win.
Yeah, I don't know, remember stories, but just like moments, like Gage dunking it at the end of the Mesa and the Mountain View game. Like, just like the bus rides, getting food after practice, just kind of those sort of stuff. Like, I'll always remember. They make it all worth it.
Yeah. All those little things are what makes boys basketball so fun.
That resilience and those memories make all this time here really memorable. And that's awesome. Well, before we have to wrap it up, guys, there is a little tradition on the podcast. You've been waiting for this, huh?
Yeah.
It's some trivia. So are you guys ready to, maybe get competitive with some trivia?
For sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, awesome. Okay, I'll explain the rules. You will have 10 seconds to answer a question after I ask it. If you answer correctly, you get 3 points, and if not, no points. There will be 3 regular questions worth 3 points and a bonus question worth 5 points. At the end of this season, the sport that has the most points in the sports trivia will win a Winter Sports Trivia Bragging Rights Trophy. It's a real thing. Yeah. Currently, esports has a perfect score of 14 points. Do you guys think you can tie esports?
Yes, easily.
Easy?
Easy.
Awesome. Okay, let's get to it. This is the first question. This team has won 18 titles, the most titles in NBA championship history. It's probably because their mascot is a lucky leprechaun. What team is this?
The Boston Celtics.
Yeah, Drew's favorite team. It's easy work.
Yes, that is correct. So 3 points to you guys. All right, the next question is, a highly debated choice for the GOAT in the NBA. He's also the NBA's all-time leading scoring player. Who is this player?
LeBron!
Yes, LeBron James is correct.
Boom.
So you guys have 6 points right now. You guys are on a roll. Keep it up, and you might tie esports. All right, the next question. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Jared Vanderbilt are some names on an NBA team roster. What team is this?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
That is correct. So you guys have 9 points. Wow, I didn't think you guys were going to get that many points right.
We got this. We're getting all 14.
So you guys have 9 points right now, and this is the last question. So because it's such a specific answer, it's a year, we've been doing this for a lot of the other episodes. Any answers within 3 years of the true answer will be counted correct as kind of like a point parachute.
Cool.
Okay. All right. The last question, the bonus question. What year did men's basketball make its Olympic debut?
1954.
The correct answer is 1936.
1936.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, you guys did not get the last one correct.
Damn.
So, but you guys still were on a roll for the first 3 questions.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I don't think anybody's answered them that quick. No, for sure not. You guys, wow. Honestly, I'm impressed. Even though you guys didn't win, you guys are winners, okay? You guys are winners. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being here on the podcast today. It was great to get some insights on boys basketball, and I hope you guys continue to win in the playoffs and get us some titles, honestly.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it. This was fun.
Everyone, that was Peter Dimuzio and Drew Hall from the boys basketball team. Boys basketball's last game was on the 19th of February at 7 p.m. However, they're moving into playoffs, so make sure to check azpreps365.com for their upcoming schedule. Well, listeners, that's it for this week's episode. We heard some great stories and got great insight on boys basketball with athletes Peter Dimuzio and Drew Hall. Coming up, next time on the Winter Sports Insider, the final episode, boys soccer. Tune in next time to get all the insights on the soccer team here at the Red Mountain Radio. Thanks again for tuning in to episode 12, season 4 of the Winter Sports Insider, featuring Peter Dimuzio and Drew Hall. Thanks to them for joining me today. You can follow us on Instagram at Red Mountain Radio, spelled REDMTNRADIO, to receive updates on episode drops and fun behind-the-scenes insights. I'm your host, Brooklyn Anaya, and thanks again for joining me for this Winter Sports Insider episode. Today's episode was written by Brooklyn Anaya. Our directors are Brooklyn Anaya and Connor Sampson. Our producers are Mr. Kelly from RMTV, Brooklyn Anaya, and Connor Sampson. Our sound engineer is Connor Sampson, and thanks to Connor Sampson for mixing and editing the sound. Thanks to our special guests for this episode, Peter Dimuzio and Drew Hall. And last, but certainly not the least, thanks to you, listener, for tuning in. Your support is what keeps us making episodes. This was Season 4, Episode 12 of the Winter Sports Insider on Boys Basketball by the Red Mountain Radio. No, that's it. No. Connor, there's nothing else. Did I forget? I said that. This was Season 4, Episode 12 of the Sports Insider and Boys Basketball by the Red Mountain Radio.